let's say most of them, they either work with the operations team. So you work in the file room. You are put in some very crazy and dirty jobs that, I don't know. It depends on where you are. Some of them are posted to probably POS office where you have to troubleshoot, you learn some technical, a lot of things. But you work, you do real hard work. But banking is beyond that. You can be lucky that you are in treasury team. You can be lucky that you are in global markets. You can be lucky that if probably before you got in, you had done some certifications in IT, maybe you have some technical background. You can be lucky to be in the technology team. So it's broad. So most times when people go through internships, they're just very discouraged. And I don't think I want to work here. So I would say that you can try some other. It's always good as a young person to, before your NYSC, you should spend your time, your long holidays, make sure you do at least one internship. So while you are in school, you should push for internship, because by the time you are done with school, that's what you will have on your CV. So if you don't have internships, they will ask you, do you know how to use PowerPoint? Do you know how to use Microsoft Excel? You don't. Those are the things that would set you apart on the job. So those are the things that will give you a, okay, you can use Excel very well. Okay, they'll put you in a team to maybe do some presentations, and if you can flourish well, to give you, like, people would see you better. So it's always good to go for internships while you're still in school. So graduate training, like going through the graduate training process, is the proper, like, that is the best route to go. And it's not easy. You have to do a lot of study, like Daddy has said, and that's it.
From my own point of view, I think the graduate training process is actually the best way, because I joined the banking industry as an end user, and I remembered we only went through 2 weeks training before we started the job at all. So it was you working from the scratch. You don't even have any knowledge about banking at all. So it tends to treat you like you don't have any idea about banking anyway. So you tend to like learn on the job, and it's kind of, the pressure is much. So most times during the graduate training process, you spend like nothing less than a year. So you learn, unlearn, relearn things that you don't know about banking. So I think the best way to enter into the banking industry is through the graduate training. And I think most of us now, we actually we work towards joining the graduate training, because we see how contract styles are being treated. So you definitely want to have your BSc and join the graduate training. Though there are opportunities when you are working in the banking industry where you have a direct link to graduate training, unlike outsiders that don't have any idea about how things are done in the industry. Then also, I don't think it is a must you have a BSc in banking and finance before you can work in a bank. I think I was mentioning to someone recently that even if you have Yoruba, most times you learn on the job in the banking. I have one of our control officers that usually cross check our works during the week. When I spoke to him one time like that, he was like telling me he studied what did he say he studied? Engineering, I think elect also. And he's working as a control officer. I know people who studied hospitality and they work in the bank, not even in operation team, or they work as control officers. So if someone that studied hospitality and the likes are being given the role of a control officer, then I don't think you don't have any reason to say I don't want to work in the bank because you study Yoruba or anything. So I don't think it is a must to have BSc in, but though on the job you have to enroll for some courses that will enlighten you and help you to be better on the job.
This question is based on considering the glam that comes with the word, I'm a banker. So people see them like they just collect their salary, they look so soft in the morning, looking all beautiful. But when you look at it sometimes, from what you've all said, it's as though you don't always have it like that, on a Monday to Friday. So I would like to hear from you. How is your day to day like? Looking at the way we see you from the outside. Tell us, Sister Florence.
Okay, thank you for that question. So for me, I work as a marketer. I'm in the marketing department. I market corporate, so commercial banking customers. So the customers, so my threshold, that means I'm looking for customer, or I manage my customer base and the prospects I'm looking forward to bring in. So as a marketer, you're supposed to maintain, they call us relationship managers. So it differs from roles. Like you can be in operations like Sister Adiola. Our own role is different from my own role. So you would, the glamour is the thing. One thing that I had to do as working in marketing is the fact that you have to live yourself. Like I'm naturally, I used to be a shy person, or probably I'm still shy, right? I'm a shy person. I try to stay inside of myself. I struggle to air my points or to say my opinions. So, and you would see that if you are a marketer, you cannot be engaging, because the sector of business that I manage is between, like, let's say, between about 4 billion to 20 billion and more. They've increased our threshold. Well, let me stay at the side, that side. So you are talking to the MDs and the CEOs of companies. So you cannot be talking like you don't know what you are saying. Even if you are new, you don't want to give any customer the idea that you don't know what you are saying. So even like, I've spent 3 years on the job, you still have a lot of things to learn, because banking is wide. So you have trade, you have different kind of transactions. Transactions are, and it depends on which team you are. So if you go to a bigger team, you now have to be doing facilities. You're hearing billions of billions. You're just speaking billions and billions. So the fact that you have to live yourself, if you are coming from a very low background and all of that, living who you are, and you are representing the bank. You're not representing yourself. So you are so having to wear that regalia that I am wearing the badge of the bank, not my own self. So I struggled with that. But after a while, I picked up, and it's been nice. So I carry the consciousness that every time I have to engage, I don't go to a customer and engage on the basis of ignorance. Okay, if the customer has a issue, sir, kindly give me time, I'll attend to you. Then I go to the back office. You have to leverage on relationships. So you make relationships with different back office that has to be connected with you. You have to at least know one person in one team that, you have transactions with. So he has helped me to build relationships, people that I would naturally not see, or people that I've made friends in the bank that I've not seen them physically before, because the work satisfying my customers is dependent on their own. Like, I have to reach out to them. So you have to, have a very good, you have to know how to make a very good relationship across board, whether with your customers and also with like your colleagues inside. And you have to be very confident in everything that you do. Then also, I've also learned that solutions, when you have problems, you don't just tell your customers that, okay, this is the problem and that is it. The fact that you have to also go your way to look for solutions, and also, give them options, giving them options. And that is what, because in the banking industry, there is no difference. Like, what GT Bank does is the same thing First Bank does. It's the same thing UBA does. So what sets you aside as a relationship manager? So I am a marketer. They are called relationship managers. What sets you apart is the way you manage your relationships. Is the way you are able to profile relationships, and the way you are able to manage your customers, even when you have downtimes. Like you say, there's no network, or your transfers, the way you are able to manage your customer at that point. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
All right, thank you, Star Florence. You can clap for her. All right, we have Bratomisi here. So, Bratomisi, please just introduce yourself by. I've said your name already. So, just how many years you've been in the industry. Then I'll ask you the next question.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Apologies for coming in late. My name is Thomas Bankole. I work with Stanbic IBTC Bank, and I worked with First Bank before then. I have about 13 to 14 years in the banking industry. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Yeah. So, over the years, legacy banks, traditional banks have been. It's like they are not on the side of customers, right? You see a lot of hidden charges, you see a lot of failed transactions, you see a lot of ATM issues. So people have been scared. Right now, we have a lot of companies coming up, OP, Pumpy, Kuda Bank, and these guys are doing very well. So for traditional or legacy banks, what is really the future of these banks? Because if you look at the numbers that these new, these new companies are pulling, as a young person, you are looking at it, do I join a legacy bank or do I just enter any of these new fintechs and, push my career? So, Bratomisi, what's your advice in that regard? Do you think these new banks or these new platforms will come and take over the market eventually? And as a young person, maybe just leaving school, should I be looking at joining the legacy banks? Is there really